Hello, my name's Ian and welcome to Ian's Bricks, and today I've got an update on my Lego city for you. So it's been a while since I've done anything to my Lego room. As you can see, not a lot behind me has changed. I've moved the police station over there for now, simply because I want to concentrate on this side of the city to start off first of all. So what the plan is within the middle of the city I'm going to have a river, so I need to build up the rest of the city on plate so everything's higher, so I've then got an indentation or a lower part where I can actually put my river, which basically means sort of building up 3 to 4 blocks high in Lego, put everything on stilts as it were, and then sort of build around that. So I'm going to start off on this side here. So I've already got my police station, I've got a couple of other modular buildings as well, so I've got ready to go in, but first of all I need to obviously raise up the profile of everything, raise up the plates. I've got loads of bricks and things here. I've got all sorts of things I've got from the Pick-a-Brick store. I've got a whole bag of stuff down here which you can't see. I've also got a whole bag of these brick profile pieces as well. We've got loads of those to go in. So the plan is for those to put those along the front, have that, and then just sort of put random coloured bricks underneath. You won't see any of those, so that's why the colour of those doesn't particularly matter. So let's give that a go and do the first section, see what that looks like. So here's the first part of the wall that I've done. I've literally just stacked the 2x1 bricks 3 high to give me a nice wall. Obviously there's a few gaps in between at the moment. Now behind that you can see some posts. So what I've done, some blocks, is the road pieces here. These are 2 Lego pieces thick, or two sort of small pieces thick. So once they go on there like that, we need those to be the same height as the bottom of the plate. So I need to raise that up by a third, another Lego piece here, so that lies flat, so that when we then have the building on top of this for the modular buildings with the flat pieces here, that will level off and give a little bit of a lip on the curb. So that's how I sort of want it to work. So what I'm going to need to do here is along this edge here where the buildings are going to sit, I'm going to need to raise that up by 1 Lego piece, and I've got some tiles to be able to do that. So let's put those in. So this may look a little strange at the moment, but what I've basically done is I've gone round, I've put a layer of flat tiles here, and then I've just put some other studs here to sort of build up the support for the other buildings as well. So the plan is to basically, if I can just zoom out a little bit so I can show you sort of what I mean by this. So the first road plate, which I can do here, I'll just attach that basically as it's going to go into the system there. So this should be a little bit tricky to get in, probably. Okay, there we are. Okay, so that fits in pretty well actually, and there's enough support on that. I'm not too bothered there's some big gaps underneath it. I think as long as you've got each sort of tile supported in a reasonable way. And then the plan is, obviously, the modular buildings are normally either 16 by 32 or 32 by 32, and they just sort of fit on top there. I have got some studded tops in each of the 4 corners just to give it sort of to make it stay, to stick in place. One thing I have forgotten to do by the look of that is I've just forgotten to put a support at the back, so it needs to be 3.1 high. So if I just get my three more bricks here, I'll get another tile to go on top of that just to get that to the right height. And then what I should be able to do is just lift this modular building straight into place, and it should fit down. There we are, look at that, that goes in quite well. Excellent. Just make sure that's all in place. So there's only 4 corners that I have to attach in. That's pretty good. So that's kind of the idea there. So hopefully that sort of looks all right. If I just sort of zoom into what the actual wall looks like, I think that looks okay. So the plan is to continue sort of this same structure all the way to the back. Obviously the whole of the Lego town is going to be like this eventually, but for now I'm just going to do one side of it and see what that looks like. all the blocks are in place then, and the row pieces as well along this side. So as you can see, I've just used flat tiles here, just in the corners of each building here. Will there be a bit where the actual plates will attach? So just need to make sure they're all the right ones. Maybe a couple more bricks to put in there, but that's all in place. It's a little bit, if you sort of press down on them, you do get a little bit of give in the middle. I don't really want to strengthen it too much more though, because it's going to take more bricks, and I'm using quite a lot of bricks anyway, more than I thought. So let's get to two of the buildings that I've got. I've got the police station there, a gap there, the Parisian restaurant will go there, and then I'll have another gap there. So let's see what that looks like. So there we have it, two buildings in so far. So it looks okay. The idea was that I wanted to obviously have the roads and the buildings at a different height. So this is why I've put all of the buildings on the normal plates, as it were, rather than the base plates, which they would normally go on. And it just creates that little bit of a lip there for the pavement. I have to say it's not as high as I thought it would look. It still looks relatively flat to the road, but I'm not going to be able to raise that up even further, simply because not all of the plates I'm using, obviously as you can see, they're not all grey. Some of them are green, and the green would show and it would look horrible. So I'm going to stick with just one up like that. It sort of looks okay. This little thing here looks okay with the layer of tiles on there, just to raise everything up a little bit. And obviously what I now need to do is keep building my modular buildings. I've got another modular building to go in there. I forget which one was going to go in there, but I'll put the bookstore in there initially. Possibly I think the diner was supposed to go in there, and then something else in the other corner. I can't remember. Anyway, I've got a plan as to where everything's going to go. Here's the bookstore then. So what I need to do is take the bookstore off the darker green base plates here that we have, and literally put each of the buildings onto these slightly lighter green but still green sort of normal thick standard thickness plates as well. So let's have a go at the smaller bookstore first, or the smaller building, the blue one. That's the blue building done, or the whatever colour this is. So you can see it's obviously now on the different coloured and the slightly higher base plate there. It's quite faffy because you have to get all these tiles off here and make sure the building all fits in, but it's okay. One thing I am doing is I'm not putting in the connector studs. There's no point in them connecting because they're going to be secured individually, each one, and if I want to take the buildings in and out, it's going to be almost impossible to move things around at a later date. So I'm just leaving those out for now. So that looks okay. So now to do the bookshop. So that's the bookstore in place as well. That actually looks quite good. I do actually have other plans for where the bookstore is going to go. I'm going to have to split the two buildings up and sort of put them in other parts of the city. But for now, that will do quite nicely just there. I think that looks pretty good in a row. So I've still got a lot more to do, as you can see. The rest of my table is a bit of a mess, so I need to tidy that up. And I think the next stage is I'm probably going to need to buy a lot more 2x2 bricks, because I need loads more of those. I didn't realise how many of those I'm going to need, so probably a trip to the Lego store to buy some extra pieces. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with how things are looking at the moment. As I say, it's still early days. I've still got another, I don't know what, 13 more modular buildings to build, so there's a lot more modular buildings to go in, and I've got lots of bits around the river, so I think if I sort of concentrate on my river area next, because that's going to be quite tricky how I sort of fit all that in. So probably a trip to the Lego store to get some more bricks and anything else I can think of. So anyway, I hope you like this instalment so far. It's only a short one this time, but at least I'm making a start on my city. I get a lot of people asking me how I'm getting on with it. So haven't done a lot over Christmas, but I thought I'd start in the new year and get cracking on it. Anyway, please like and comment if you haven't already on the video. Thank you very much for watching as always, and take care.